Amazing, folks. Check this out. There isn't a single ant left. If ants are bothering you as much as they're bothering me, stick around because in a few minutes I'm going to show you 3 old school methods that work like a charm and hardly anyone knows about. The first thing we're going to do is follow the ants trail until we find the anthill. Be a little patient because they all end up taking the food to the same place. Once you find the entrance, you'll have basically done 50% of the work. Now pour about 2 gallons of water into a pot or a container, which is roughly 8 liters. Turn on the heat and let it come to a boil. Meanwhile, we move over to the entrance of an anthill and dig a few shovelfuls right around the opening to make it much easier to pour in the water and help it reach all the tunnels. If the ground doesn't let us dig because it's too hard or there are rocks, we'll just use a funnel to direct the water straight inside. Once the water's boiling, we carefully take it over to the anthill and slowly pour it over the entrance we just prepared. Thanks to that small excavation, the water will go in much more easily and flow through a large part of the tunnels where the colony is located. This was one of the remedies my grandfather used, and he always said the secret wasn't killing the ants you see outside, but attacking the anthill directly. And he also used to repeat something very important. If the anthill is very large, one application isn't enough. You have to repeat the process the next day, or even that same afternoon if there's still activity. Little by little, you'll weaken the colony until it disappears completely. After several applications, as you can see, there's not a trace of ants left. It's been 4 days now, and I'm still amazed at how effective such a simple method can be. Anyone can make this at home and try it out anytime. But if you found this first method interesting, just wait until you see the next one because it's much more professional, extremely effective, and works with surprising speed. For this second remedy, we're going to completely change our strategy. We're going to need 2 very easy to find ingredients, a tablespoon of peanut butter and a small teaspoon of boric acid. Boric acid is a product that's often used to fight insects and also has applications in other areas, such as certain fertilizers. Like any chemical product, it should be handled with care and always kept out of reach of children and pets. Now, take a piece of plastic, a bag, or any disposable surface, and put a tablespoon of peanut butter on it. Next, add a small teaspoon of boric acid and mix everything very well until you get a completely smooth paste. The better the mixture is blended, the more effective the result will be. Once it's ready, head over to the ant nest and, just like we did with the previous method, dig a few small holes right at the entrance of the nest to make access easier. Then place the plastic with the mixture right inside that cavity. There's no need to put it directly into the tunnel, just leave it there since the ants themselves will take care of carrying it inside. Now comes one of the most important parts of this method, safety. If you have a metal sheet, a large stone, an umbrella base, or any heavy object that can completely cover the area where you left the bait, it's highly recommended to use it. This way, we can prevent any child, pet, or even animals passing by from coming into contact with the mixture. In my case, I'm going to use an umbrella base to completely cover the entrance to the ant nest. It's heavy enough to stay in place, and at the same time, it leaves small gaps so the ants can go in and out without any problem while they carry the mixture inside. Once everything's set up, we just have to let it do its job. There's no need to stir anything or keep handling the bait. The ants will start carrying small amounts to the heart of the nest, and they themselves will distribute the mixture throughout the colony. Over the next few days, it's a good idea to observe the activity. If we see that hardly any ants are coming out anymore, it means the treatment is working properly. If there's still a lot of movement, just prepare a new mixture using exactly the same proportions and repeat the process. The best thing about this method is that it hardly takes any effort. It only takes a few minutes to prepare, and then the ants themselves do all the work for us, reaching corners that would be impossible to access from the outside. Well, it's been 4 days since we last applied this remedy, and as you can see, there isn't a single ant left or any activity in the anthill. They've almost completely disappeared, proving that when done correctly, this method really works. As you've seen, these are very cheap remedies, easy to prepare, and anyone can do them at home. And if you ever have any questions, leave them down below in the comments, and I'll be happy to help you. Now then, let's move on to the third method, which is also very effective, and you can probably make it with things you already have at home. For this third remedy, we're gonna use two things you've definitely seen 1,000 times around the house, but for ants, they can become a real problem. And the best part is that it's a very easy recipe to make. We're gonna need baking soda and hand soap or dish soap. The ratio is also very simple, 1 tablespoon of baking soda and 1 tablespoon of soap for every liter of water. In my case, I'm going to prepare 2 gallons of water, which is about 8 liters. So I'll add 8 tablespoons of baking soda and 8 tablespoons of soap. After that, you just have to stir well until everything's perfectly mixed. What we're aiming for with this remedy is very simple, for that mixture to reach the inside of the ant nest. In fact, take a look at what happens when we spray it directly on the ants. In a matter of seconds, the effect is obvious. Now just imagine what happens when that same mixture manages to travel through all the tunnels inside. Once you have it ready, look for the entrance to the ant nest again, just like we did with the previous methods. If you want, you can dig a little to make it easier for the liquid to get in and create a funnel effect. And if that's not possible because the ground is too hard or it's between rocks, just use a funnel to direct the mixture straight inside. Now pour all the contents in little by little, taking your time, letting it seep through the tunnels and galleries. The deeper it penetrates, the better the results will be. If you still see some activity the next day, just repeat the process once more, and you'll see the activity decrease even further. And that's exactly the best thing about this remedy. There's nothing mysterious about it. These are ingredients you probably already have at home. It takes just a few minutes to prepare, and it can help you solve a problem that many people have been dealing with for years without knowing the solution was so simple. And if you know of any remedy that has worked for you, share it down below so others can also learn from your experience. If you found this video helpful, give me a like and subscribe to the channel, because with that small gesture, you help this content reach many more people and make their lives easier. And if you know someone who likes plants or has problems with ants, share this video with them. I'm sure it'll be a big help to them. See you in the next video.